So thank you everyone for joining. I appreciate your time today. Thank you, Alex, very much for your time. We're going to do through a webinar around OBS, the Open Broadcaster Software, where we'll be going through how to use this program and how does this help us improve our video feeds for whatever we may be doing video now, because we're doing a lot more video conferencing in general. So we're going to kick it over here to Alex. Give us maybe a brief introduction, who you are, what you're doing, and then, dude, it's all yours. Have fun.
Certainly. So my name, Alex Powers. Just a Power Platform Technical Specialist here at Microsoft. Been doing some live streams for probably about 4 years. I just started watching like the Twitch streamers, and I'm like, these guys are funny. Like, I know there's great characters out in the Power BI community. How can we just start getting them kind of on in front of the camera? I started with Excel kind of streaming, but it's for me. I always like learning from people and like the way that they kind of break down their problems. So it's great to see like 2 to 3 minute videos, but I really want to kind of see that like 15-minute, kind of 20-minute, or even an hour. Like, all right, how did they approach that? What was the different steps? So that's where I kind of got involved in the streaming. I just want to confirm here, Mike, you can see the PowerPoint that I'm kind of sharing now.
Yes, I can confirm. Awesome. We are good to go. We are up and running there, and awesome. Yeah, we're ready to rock and roll.
Cool. So Open Broadcaster Software, I wish they had a better marketing tagline, but it's called free and open source software for video recording and live streaming. You can go and download that at obsproject.com. So just OBS, kind of a typical acronym you're going to hear. I never hear anyone calling it Open Broadcaster Software. That just feels like a mouthful. To kind of hit home here on a little bit, once again, my name is Alex Powers, just located in St. Louis, Missouri. So a Power Platform Technical Specialist. I'm more on the data and AI side, so I'm still kind of learning this whole Power Apps, Power Virtual Agent thing. Power Virtual Agents is awesome. So if you haven't started playing around with that, definitely recommend doing so.
More I would say though, stuff. You have the best name on the planet for Power Platform. You are made for this job. You were born to run with the Power Platform. So this is awesome.
I told the product group, I said, hey, thanks for naming the platform after me. It makes my job a lot easier.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
So then obviously the fun stuff here, personal details, just I call them my trinity of interest. So cats, professional wrestling, and data. So whether it's cats data or kind of professional wrestling data, I'm kind of always rolling around in that fun stuff. And then of course, I know it's a polarizing topic, but I just have to be fully transparent with the audience today. I do enjoy pineapple on my pizza. Let us know in the Q&A. Maybe you're for, maybe you're against. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Always pineapple.
I love it.
Love pineapple. So good.
So let's get into what is OBS. So like I said, the acronym OBS, your very own professional video production studio. At a very simple level, I think that's exactly what it kind of is. So instead of having, a guy on the camera side and somebody on the mixing board side, you can just do it all yourself on your laptop, on your desktop, whatever it may be. It is free, yes, free. There's no strings attached. So this is an open source tool. It's not the only one that's out there though. So I just want to be fully transparent. They've got XSplit, they've got Streamlabs, kind of Lightstream, various different ones. They may make your life a little bit easier, but they may also come with a kind of a subscription fee. So if you're looking to get into this, start with the free stuff. If you start mastering it, if you start figuring out, hey, I think it's a problem that we all come across. Like, I wanted to be a Power BI expert, but then I had to become a web URL expert. I had to become a web WordPress expert. I had to become a video expert. It's like all these different tools you just kind of amass along the way. So if you want to kind of lighten the load and you don't want to become an expert in any of these things, look at some of these other platforms. I'll include some links for everyone too. So for today's objectives, just straight off the bat, the biggest hurdle I see people coming across is they jump into the platform, it's just a black screen. And they're like, this doesn't work. I don't understand it. I'm frustrated. It feels like Microsoft Access for the first time. Jump into it. Just like, what is going on with this thing? From there, though, we want to start creating our own scenes. We'll kind of talk about scenes. So think about that once again, a video production. We're kind of in a movie now, or kind of in a studio. So camera 1 to camera 2. Also looking at smooth transitions. A lot of this, though, is kind of the overlays and the layout. It's your brand. What is the brand that you want to infuse into this content? It's not just about sharing your screen. It's about enriching it with kind of your own personalized touch. Settings, obviously hotkeys. I stay away from them just because I feel like I already have 10,000 other hotkeys. I've got Zoom It. I know I saw Daniel kind of having some issues with Tab Rudder and Zoom It the other day. So
Yeah,
I was like, all right.
I was pushing him to use Zoom It. It was a new thing for him, so you got to give him a little grace there.
Yeah, it's a difficult tool, especially if you're used to other hotkeys. So that's what I was like, I'll show it, but I don't want to jump in the deep end.
Yeah.
From their hardware, though, kind of the Stream Deck that we showed, we'll talk about that a little bit. So from the low to pro, production, since it seems like that's a good marketing tagline now. Streaming platforms and Teams. So yes, you can kind of push OBS through to Teams. Some of the issues I'm seeing right now is just like the quality is degraded pretty bad. We'll see if we can get some success here today. Maybe so, maybe not. And then also we'll go live. So I know Mike's got me live here on his platform.
Yep.
I'll see if I can kind of cast out to a bunch of other ones as well. So fix that black screen. So right off the bat, I'm gonna kind of jump here now to my desktop. So type in a search, we're gonna go and do our settings. So on Windows 10 in the latest update, you're gonna need to go to your settings, system, so display sound, notification power. Here in our display settings, we're gonna scroll to the very bottom, so graphic settings. You should end up at this screen now. So within OBS, I'm gonna kind of show here, just right off the bat. I'm not gonna dive into anything, I'm just trying to add our desktop. So I'm gonna do a plus here now. I'm gonna go and zoom in. We're just gonna do a display capture. We'll just call this my desktop. So just kind of giving you a kind of a unique custom name here now. Go ahead and zoom out, display 1, display 2. What's going on? Where's my screen? All right. So if you're using a laptop, you could be coming across this issue. Just your machine, kind of the video card is integrated. So what we're actually going to do, we're going to kind of switch that here so OBS can leverage kind of the dual display. So I'm going to find my OBS here now, OBS Studio, just my open file location. Here's the OBS 64.exe. Just do a quick properties. Yep, so we look good here. My location, or I can copy it from the top. Apparently I'm just taking a long way around here. So I copy this, I go to my system settings, do a browse. Find that in the path. OBS 64.exe, go and do add. I now see here that it's been added. I'm gonna go to options. I'm gonna change it from system defaults. You may have high performance, you may have some other options. For this example, I'm gonna choose power saving. Go and press save. Saw here my screen just not visible. So we're gonna close out of OBS now. Open back up OBS Studio.
Dude, you're hitting settings I've never even seen before. This is amazing.
And there's our desktop.
Boom.
So now our desktop is shown. So we've gotten past the first hurdle. We'll kind of get this out of the way here now. And I'm gonna go ahead and delete this scene. So let's start, right at the very beginning. We're in OBS, we fixed that black screen to death. If you see anything on the internet that's kind of referencing your Nvidia kind of card settings, so if you're doing Nvidia control panel, it tells you to do some other stuff, that was old. It's no longer valid. So just on the recent Windows updates, you have to go to this graphic settings.
Excellent.
I'm more than happy to kind of leave that for everyone too, kind of post stream, but hopefully just watch back and you'll see that just any Nvidia control panel references just no longer valid. All right, so let's get out of that. And I'm gonna jump over here. So I'm gonna probably stop my video, at least it's kind of my screen, my video here on the call of Teams. And I'm gonna start showing myself here on the desktop of OBS. So zoom in. We got all these different settings here. So in our sources, we're gonna add a source. My source is my video capture device, so my camera. So I'm gonna call this front-facing camera. So I've got my Microsoft camera, camera front, rear, and choose my HD Pro. There we are. I'm back in the scene.
There we go.
So now I have a new source here on my canvas. So I've got this massive canvas. I can start adding different elements. Once again, though, I want to think about my brand. What can I do to infuse my own personal touch? So it's not about the sell. I am not about to sell on Twitter. I want to kind of let people know as they're watching my stream where to find me here. So I've got my kind of different overlays. So if you've got Photoshop, maybe you've got MS Paint, just some type of transparency kind of on an image here. So this Alex overlay, I kind of pop this up here now, I've got a kind of a nice little bottom here. I've got this nice little square too. All of this up here is transparent. So let's jump back over to our OBS.
So what size ratio is that? You're going to try and make that the same ratio as your screen size, your screen ratio?
Yep, and I can stretch it out too, kind of here within the application.
Oh, excellent.
So let's do a kind of a source here. We'll kind of do this image now. I'll call this my bottom overlay. We'll choose our image file location. We'll go to my streams. Got my Alex overlay. It's nice, kind of added here. Press OK. Awesome. So I've got this bottom kind of nice little branded area. So I'm going to remove myself now here down to the bottom. Yeah, you kind of notice, I'm like, hey, Alex, you're stuck behind the box here. So yes, we have our orders of importance. So move up or move down. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here now. We're going to move this up, front-facing camera. I'm now at the forefront. So think about just layering of your content here now. So I'm going to go ahead and resize myself here in the bottom now. So I'm just holding Shift. Kind of get myself aligned here. I'm a perfectionist. So I'm going to press left. I'm going to press up. Myself nice and kind of trapped in this little gray box I built for myself.
Oh, nice. Cool. So that's like a little nudge command key that you can do on your keyboard.
Yep. So very similar to kind of the other left, right, up, down. I'm there though. I don't want to kind of accidentally click it. So what I want to do now is I want to go and lock myself in this space. So I'm going to go ahead and press the lock. Got my lock here in my bottom overlay. Now if I click down here, I can't move myself. Got my nice little spot. I chose the right. It's going to be up to you though. You know, look at other stream applications that I use. I typically don't find myself in the bottom right-hand corner too often. So that's just a nice position for me. You know, if you're having multi kind of meetings, having other people kind of jumping in, you know, maybe more of like a conversational, you know, left pane, right pane, just figure out where's my brand going to kind of be best represented. All right, so we've got some different sources here now. I'd like to also add, let's go and open up Excel. So we'll do Excel, and we'll get this added here as a source. So you can either do it from just sharing your desktop as a whole, or you can share specific applications. So let's do a blank worksheet here now. Jump back over to our OBS. I'll do plus. You know, all these different sources here. So that audio we were talking about, Mike, different game captures, display captures. In this one, I just want to actually do a window. So I'm going to do a window capture here. So I'm going to call this now my Excel window. Press OK. Kind of zoom out here now. So there's Teams and there's Mike.
Hello. Actively learning.
So we're jumping over to Excel.exe. A nice little cool thing here too. Match title, otherwise find window of same type. This one I'd much rather find the same executable. So in this way I'm not tethered to book 1, book 2, or a custom name. Just anywhere where we're finding the Excel.exe. Go ahead and get that pulled up here on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and press OK. Nice. So I'm seeing here I'm on the very top. So I just want to go and move kind of my Excel down here now in terms of the order. Nice. Nice little branding. I've got my application in the background. I can still kind of click about, do some other things on the side here. But we all know trouble happens, Mike.
It's always comes during a presentation or live demo for sure.
I know. So what we're thinking about here is I've got this great scene. I need to have kind of my quick exit, like technical difficulty scene. Just get me over there. Bottom left-hand corner. We've got our different scenes here now. So I'm going to add a new scene. So we're going to call this technical difficulties. Go and add the scene now. Press OK. Got a new black kind of canvas here. So let's go and do an add source. So we want to add just some type of source, whether it be an image, a video, whatever you can kind of think of here. So let's do an image on this one. Hang in there. Press OK. We're going to find that image file now. This one is for David Eldersveld.
Yeah, David Eldersveld with the cats.
So we got our hang in there. Let's add some custom text here now. So just maybe you've got something done up that's much better looking. I'm gonna do something kind of low code here. So just text, technical difficulties. Right back. We'll kind of bring that down there. Press OK. Obviously different formatting options. So left, right, colors, gradient, hexadex or hexadecimal here. Go and press OK. We can easily resize it here on the canvas. So bring that back up here now. We're having some troubles. So as we click on our scenes, scene 1, jump over our technical difficulties, we've got a whole different scene here now. It's a little harsh though, isn't it? Just like, yeah, a whole new screen.
Yes.
So we might want to start thinking about our transitions. So in the bottom right-hand corner here are scene transitions. So our cut scenes. What do we want this to be? Just a quick cut, maybe a fade. Let's do a plus. Maybe let's do a swipe. Let's go ahead and zoom out here. So swipe transition. So I got my left direction. I've got a right direction. Swipe in. Let's do a preview. All right, so left, right, up, down. I'm pretty partial to the left. So let's keep it that. So let's do OK. Maybe our duration here now, we'll get up to 3 seconds. We'll do 3,000 milliseconds. So now as I transition to a new scene, so from scene to technical difficulties, just go ahead and swipe us over there.
Sweet.
Audio mixer. So we have our desktop audio. We also have our mic kind of auxiliary here. So different settings. Obviously, if you need to go on mute here, start yelling and cursing. What's going on here with my desktop? All right. You can see there's a lot of different controls though. So between scenes, between different sources, kind of your audio mixing, kind of different transitions. That's where we'll kind of talk a little bit more kind of about settings. So we'll go up to File, Settings. We've got our hotkeys. So whether it be starting the stream, muting yourself, switching kind of scenes here in the transition. So let me go and zoom in here now. You can set all of these to a hotkey. It could be a lot. You could be conflicting with other applications. As you can see mine, I didn't set up any hotkeys. I wanted to kind of use some additional kind of hardware that's available out on the market. So with that, let me go ahead and pull up kind of a resource here for you to think about. A Stream Deck. So Stream Deck Mini, in this example, just evolving your content, just a push button example here. Stream Deck, though, if you check this out, they've got Excel. I don't even want to know how many buttons this could be.
Now we're talking more buttons.
It feels like a lot. So
what's better than more buttons? This is amazing.
So I'll kind of pull up Stream Deck here now. I stuck with the Mini. I'll kind of show you here on the cam. Might not be able to see me here, so let me jump over to my scene. Got my nice little Stream Deck. It's a little 6-button console here. So we're going to pull up our Stream Deck. So I can see my 6 little buttons. All the different integrations here. So whether it be OBS Studio, kind of mixer, your system, kind of by itself. So let's do OBS Studio. So we've got these scenes. Kind of having some good luck here. So I'll drop in my scene. I've got my first one here. I didn't call it anything special, so I just our scene. So let's go ahead and leave it like that. So we'll just call this opening scene. I can also customize the button, kind of the view here. So set my own icon file. I'm gonna add another button though. So scene number 2. Transition over to technical difficulties. Gonna leave that. That could be some big text. There we go. We'll drop that down a sec. Awesome. So now, as I have my little deck here, you can now see the new buttons have been populated just instantly from the screen. I can add my own custom. So if I wanted to pop up Excel, Power BI, go to my favorite websites, pull up Twitter, kind of instantly, I can do all of those things here now. So in this example, we're going to just click on this technical difficulties button. We can kind of move the camera down here now. Get out of here, Stream Deck. There we go. So I'll press the second button here, technical difficulties. We're now over to that scene. Jump back over to my opening scene. Just click of a button. So you don't have to get it overly complex here with trying to remember, do I click here, kind of click there, all my different stuff. Just outsource it. Kind of the mini, I want to say, was maybe $99. Obviously, some of those 48 button ones, those could be a little bit pricier, but something to keep in mind. All right, so different things you can have within your stream. So within our view panel here, we've got our docs. We can kind of zoom in. We can have our stats kind of shown on the screen. You know, what is our streaming and bandwidth. We can also have the chat. So I'll go ahead and click on chat. If you're using third-party chat programs such as Restream.io, you can have your chat natively integrated here within your OBS. So that way you can kind of watch, you know, what are the different comments that are coming through from YouTube, maybe Facebook, maybe Twitter. No, I don't think Twitter has live anymore. But you can see all the different comments, and they're all sourced here in one single chat program. So this will kind of get us up into the streaming kind of portion here. So how do I start getting content out to various people? Within our file, within our settings here, once again, we've got our stream. Zoom in here to our services. We've got Twitch, we've got YouTube, you know, Mixer, Facebook Live. So if you've got either a personal page or even a business page, you would just want to kind of blast all at the same time, you can go and do that. Restream.io, though, this is probably one of my favorites. It is free. There is a paid version. So if you wanted to cast to a lot more rich sources, you can go ahead and do so. So multi-stream, it's going to take your one stream, it's going to send it out to, you know, multiple different kind of platforms here. So in this example, they're casting out to Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube all through this one stream. So go ahead and log in here now. So we've got YouTube stream, my LinkedIn, my Facebook. I can go and update the titles now to each one of these. So a surprise stream, hanging out with PowerBI.Tips.
Woohoo!
Let's go and update all of our titles here for all of our different platforms. Social alerts. If I want to send out a notice here, maybe to Twitter, Discord, and obviously my kind of my thing here. So I'm going to do a hanging out with PowerBI.Tips update. Cool.
Nice.
So I'm ready to start streaming here. So I love Restream, just in the fact that it's just an OAuth authentication, so no weird keys, nothing else kind of weird here along the way.
Nice.
So let's do settings, our stream, just connect an account, disconnect an account. So in this one, I'm already connected here just through OAuth. Start streaming. Starting the output failed. Nice. All right. Well, of course, the live demo never works.
I know, never does.
Technical difficulties, take me home.
Exactly. Hang in tight. We'll be right back.
All right. So that's Restream.io, kind of one of my favorites over there.
Cool.
But I'm also going to show here they have a chat. So engage viewers in a multi-chat. So you're starting to have this presentation. You've got all these different platforms kind of going on at the same time. One of my favorite things, though, is to actually see the conversation in the video stream. So if we pull up chat here now, they just have their own kind of a downloaded program. So just an exe, Restream Chat. Kind of get that up and pulled up here in 1 second.
And for those of you who are following on the Q&A piece, I've been snagging all the URLs and dropping them in the Q&A section as announcements. So if you have any questions about any of the URLs, go there and check them out. And if you have any additional questions, feel free to ask them, and we'll fire them over here to Alex.
Oh, did we just lose OBS? I might rebuild it here in just 1 second, but we'll get the chat up and running. Nope, there we go. All right, so we've got this chat kind of built in Restream, just kind of pulling the different platforms here together. So if I go to my settings, yep, embedded in the stream. Don't worry, you're not going to see the full key. I'll pull it off screen here in just 1 second, but if you want to take over my unique key as well, feel free. So I'm going to do add scene. So in this example, it's just using a browser. I'm going to do a Restream Chat. Okay. Go ahead and pull this off just for 1 second here.
Yep, no worries. And we'll blur all those things in post anyways, so you don't have to worry about that if any keys come up.
Right there.
Slick.
So I've got my Restream. Oh, there it is. Don't worry, just have at it. I'll pull it to the other monitor.
Yeah, no worries.
And I want to make it a little bit kind of a, so let's do width, let's do 400, let's do height 800. Cool. There we go. So now if you're having kind of a dialogue with other users, maybe it's an interview such as this, maybe one person on the left, another person on the right, and then you have all of the different chats kind of coming through here and being visible on the screen. Obviously, you can also control the transparency, kind of all these different elements. But that's where it's like, it's a fun interactive thing. People can actually see the questions that are being asked kind of during the presentation. So something I just think is completely cool, completely awesome.
It's really interesting.
Yeah. So kind of getting back to, you know, we're doing Teams right now. Teams. Go ahead and move myself over here. So what can we do with Teams? So they do have some third-party tools, kind of because it's open source, people are just continuously adding to it. A really cool one that they have is called Virtual Cam. So now we're going to treat the OBS stream as if it is a virtual camera, kind of here within our content. So I'm going to jump over to our Microsoft Teams. And I think you may see here just one of the issues right now is kind of the blurriness. I don't know why, but hopefully it's something that they'll continue to fix just within the community. So I'm going to switch my camera over now to a OBS feed. So I'm going to do a camera.
So are you showing Teams at this point? Because we're looking at OBS currently.
Yep. I just clicked over to OBS camera.
Okay.
And then let me know if you can see the stream or if it's still yelling at me.
It still looks like we're looking at right at OBS. We don't see anything in Teams yet.
All right, so let me stop presenting. And then does the camera show up or is it just a black kind of blob at the moment?
Right now we just see you. No camera stream yet.
No worries. Could just be the live event. We'll just run and gun here.
Yeah, we are. Shooting from the hip. Shooting from the hip.
Yep. All right, so let me jump back over.
Okay, no worries.
We'll pause. Any questions at this point? Comments?
We've had a lot of good comments around just kind of getting all the URL links. People are really enjoying the, you know, where's Restream? How can we get that one working? A couple of questions around that. But other than that, people have been pretty positive. They're liking the software and the little tips and tricks here. So cool. no big questions at this point.
Awesome. Well, then at this point, kind of just continue to add to the scenes. I mean, this is your brand, so definitely think about it. So just no live video. Kind of create another one. My nice little swipe here. So adding a different scene. So maybe in this example, do our image, kind of a, you know, our existing assets here. So add existing bottom overlay, no box. Do OK.
You can kind of add as many scenes as you need to for whatever's happening or for your content. So you kind of think about how you want to add things to the screen, correct?
Yep. So especially if you think about just the harsh transition from PowerPoint to, you know, kind of your applications, you could have PowerPoint kind of queued up in one of these scenes, just in a nice, clean, kind of full screen, and then you could have your kind of different applications just clicking over. All right, so in this example, let's jump back over kind of OneDrive, pull up my live scenes, no box in this example, kind of getting that bottom overlay here again. Adding sources, so maybe in this example, we'll have that display capture. Do a desktop. Share the entire desktop. All of the various.
There we go.
All right, so we'll kick this up here. But as you can see, you can share your desktop. You can share different kind of individual applications. Let's go ahead and remove that. All right, let's get rid of this. And I'll get my image here back.
I've also seen people, and I don't know if you do this, Alex, in your presentations, but there's like a little moniker that can kind of come across, or you can automate in or animate in a little name that comes across the bottom. Is there a specific scene setting that's going along with those things as well?
Yeah, so it'll be scripts that you can also do.
Oh, interesting.
So if you've got Python, you can go ahead and automate some scripting here. So that way, maybe you've got like a banner like pushing live information, just having to scroll across the browser. Obviously, that's a little bit more of the advanced stuff. The transitions here as well, though, you can also have your own custom transitions. So kind of going down here, kind of properties. I'll have to get that kind of for you, but so a lot of different things though, in terms of either scripting, just overlaying different content, whether it be from a third party, just like in this example, we kind of embedded PowerBI.Tips website.
What a nice website you have there.
I know. And then from here, we can also do kind of adding, maybe I've got the multicam setup, so video capture device. I'll do kind of side display.
And so this is too where if you're setting up different cameras, you would set them up previously, and then you would kind of flip between scenes to get the different camera views that you're looking for the broadcast.
100%.
Awesome.
So we got two different feeds, kind of one here.
Yep.
On the left. Then I also have my scene, which is going to take me front and center.
Look at that.
So you could have multicams, all going at the same time with various angles.
Sure.
Or if you've got 4 or 5 different cameras, kind of putting them all over the place.
Now, what kind of machine do you run that allows you to do so many different video feeds?
Surface Book 2, that's it. Nothing crazy.
Look at that. That's amazing.
I know.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I was expecting like the massive gamer rig, hidden under the desk, making massive amounts of heat there for you.
What's kind of great about this application, very low in terms of like weight. So it's not like it's just bogging down your entire system. I think the options are limitless. If you were to look at some of the other platforms, at least around the kind of the open broadcast streaming, I think everything is a little bit simpler in terms of like the curve of getting started. But obviously, you're going to lose some of that flexibility because they've defined everything for you.
Oh, good. We had a couple questions trickle in, so I'll publish them out and we'll go through the questions. So the first question is, how long would you say it took you to kind of get really comfortable with the program? You look really natural. You're kind of just clicking on things. You know where to click on stuff. So how long does it usually take for you to kind of get feeling that natural feeling there?
I think for me, because where I started was very simple. Just like I put a source here of just the camera.
Yep.
And then I was like, I'm just going to share my desktop.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really understand anything else. But I just got to get started.
That's where I'm starting.
So for me, it was just very natural. Like I'm building the muscle of just getting in front of people on a live cam, and also doing like the live kind of pointing and clicking about different programs. From there, you're starting to think about, all right, well, how do I start like infusing it with a branding? How do I get my, my Twitter handle? It's not about sell kind of website. And you've got a friend who knows Photoshop. He's like, all right, I'm able to kind of knock that out for you real quick.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, this is great. From there, you start really starting to put these things together. Because I always look at like different streamers on Twitch or Mixer, and I'm like, they have so much stuff going on their screen all the time. Chat kind of, flow on the left-hand side. They've got money coming in, all the donos, and it's like, all right, how can I get some of that money for Power BI?
Yeah, right. Where's the money? Where's the cha-ching? Not yet. Maybe in the future, right?
Yep. So that's where it was fun. I think one of our community members, kind of Sam, will be on his stream at the end of the month. He has gone wild, and he's got a really professional setup. I don't think like Adam Saxton from Power BI, Cube, they don't use OBS. I know he uses a different software. So like I said, it's not the only platform that's out there. For me, it was the one that was free, the one that was open source. And I was like, all right, that one's good enough for me. Cool. But very lightweight. And then especially as you start enhancing it here with just like these little kind of add-ons, like that takes you to a whole nother level where you can just like point and click, nod to the next thing. So not a very long ramp up. I would say the biggest thing you got to figure out is what is it going to take for me to be successful? Like,
sure. Yeah, start small and kind of grow from there. That sounds like an easy way to get going.
Yeah, because like Excel.
Your trick of the black screen was like the biggest hurdle for everyone right there. Getting over the black screen of death in Windows 10 will be like the biggest hurdle.
Yeah, like I said, it feels like Microsoft Access all over again. Just the first time you open it, you're like, why does it just not work?
So difficult. So Ginger asks, do you use this for your like general meetings, or do you usually do this for like, would you replace this with a Zoom or a GoToMeeting or WebEx, or do you just kind of do this just for like a streaming activity, or where you're trying to do kind of a, Alex presenting to the world kind of thing?
Presenting to the world type of thing. I think knowing that I can also pass this through to Microsoft Teams. Right now, it's just like the quality is kind of degraded. That's where I'd be like, all right, I'm a little hesitant to using this.
Sure.
That doesn't mean that other platforms probably don't work. If you've got a WebEx and OBS is able to cast into that and feed into that, shoot, I want to look as professional as possible when I'm out presenting. So if I have a clean cut from a PowerPoint to me going live on the desktop, I'm taking advantage of that.
Sure.
That's how I feel.
Okay. And then the last question here. Can you edit the camera view to show a smaller view or just resizing it? I think you did that earlier previously, and it's just clicking on it, right?
Yep. So in this example, Restream Chat, kind of front-facing camera, I've got it locked right now, so I can't change or move that. If I go ahead and unlock that, I now have my camera here. So if I want, I can just kind of resize it. Of course, accuracy. There we go.
There it is. Excellent. And the last question. Right now, you're running this. You're running Teams. You're running a kind of a number of things. You got 2 cameras going right now. What's your memory usage on your PC right now in order for it to kind of do these things right now? So
here's different stats. CPU usage. Obviously, this was just from View Stats.
Sure.
Can kind of zoom in here. Nothing's too bad.
No, that's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Super impressed.
So like I said, just something that was light. I didn't want anything that was like bogged down with so much stuff.
Sure.
I appreciate that other kind of platforms make it extremely easy with like integrating the chat and kind of everything off right off the bat. But
sure,
OBS doesn't do a bad job either. It's kind of how I felt.
Cool.
Yeah.
And with that, I think we've kind of run through the questions.
Awesome.
Any other tips or tricks for others, getting started individuals? Any other gotchas we should be looking out for? Or where do you learn all this stuff? You're learning this, I assume, also on YouTube and watching other people talk about this?
Yep. So this is a pretty commonly used platform in terms of OBS. The first video you might find on OBS is how to fix the black screen.
Yes.
And then the second one will be how do you actually use the platform. I think for me, it was watching what other people were doing.
Okay.
Like, all right, what does a successful streamer look like? Where should I place myself? If I was to do kind of a, up here, like, that would be a very good experience. Nobody could see the very top of my kind of my windows. Thinking about just what are the applications I'm going to use, especially, as I zoom in and out. I want to make sure that everything is crisp and clear. So unfortunately, we're not on the stream right now, but I could use Zoom It and everything else here would still remain the same. So my picture wouldn't be zoomed, my banner wouldn't be zoomed. It would really just be the application that would be zoomed in. So finding that consistency. Don't feel bad either for just going live and like seeing what works and doesn't work. From here, though, it also has view. So this view, multi-view windowed. You can actually see all of the different scenes that you have kind of queued up.
Nice.
So let me go ahead and kind of bring this out here a little bit. So we've got the current preview, we've got the actual program. If I was to click on this scene, it's going to take me over there instantly. So instead of trying to be very efficient here with clicking these little tiny things, you just click this multi-view and it'll take you there. I like the little stream deck, just having it on my desktop makes it a little bit easier where I can just click over. All right, I'm on stream number 1. So I would use a lot of these different things. Just how does the individual scene look here? As I transition over, is it a clean cut? Or does it be kind of like a sharp transition? So bam, like, whoa. Like, give me a little bit of time.
Nice.
So a lot of things to think about though. For me, pick the platform. If you want to do multi kind of platform like we showed, Restream.io is fantastic. It's free. It gets you out in front of YouTube, kind of LinkedIn. So if you're building a brand over there, that's fantastic. Having an application here that also kind of brings in all the different chats, I think that's huge. So that's why I like Restream. But if you're wanting to just do like YouTube, if you click on YouTube, let me click over here. It's simple. You just click on Get Stream Key. It'll take you to YouTube. From there, you just drop in your key. You're off and running.
Nice.
So
cool.
It's very simple, lightweight.
Does your camera have ability to do cropping? So like if you wanted to crop your video instead of just maybe purely resizing, how would you do that?
So let's see here. So let me go to settings. So what are you thinking in terms of cropping?
So like if you wanted to like narrow in your window a little bit more for the crop. So if your the video is just too large or the screen size is too big, you want to adjust that. Or yeah, it's like in the settings there.
Yeah, but that might be more at the webcam level here. This is taking me to Logitech's kind of a various settings. I'm sure that they probably have something. It's never been something that I've kind of dived into.
Sure.
For me, it's more of just I want to keep the video as clean and crisp as possible.
Sure, makes sense. Excellent.
Awesome.
And I think that wraps all the questions. Great questions, guys. Appreciate
Cool.
the input from people.
Let me stop presenting that. I'll jump back onto the teams.
Yeah, hop on over.
Appreciate everyone kind of diving in today. If you have any questions, obviously feel free to reach out to myself, or Mike will probably be the champ of this by the late afternoon.
Ha.
You want to start to jump in?
Yeah, I hope, right? So we will, let's see if I can get all my stuff here sending live. Let's see if I can get my desktop back up and running here. We'll give it a little quick closeout screen, and then we'll let you go. So I really appreciate your time today. This was super awesome. Let's see here, Shift F5, got to get the presentation going. See, I don't have scenes. This is the problem. I'm using Teams, and it's not so hot. I can't share as quickly as I want.
Yep.
So I think I've got it going here.
Oh, of course. Mine is now the OBS stream, it looks like.
All right. I think we've got it. Almost. Then PowerPoint. Ka-chink. 16 key commands later, we've got it. So Alex, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. It was super fun. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Appreciate your time. Guys, check out the links. I'll put some more links in the video when we wrap this all up and put it up on YouTube. Give me about 1 to 2 days to kind of bundle this bad boy up, and we'll get it posted on YouTube again for everyone to look at it. It'll be on the Power BI Tips channel. And Alex, do you have a channel on YouTube?
Oh, I do. I contribute sometimes. Yeah, I'll get it for you, Mike.
Send me that link, because I'll put that in there as well, and we'll get you some cross viewership over there to your channel as well. So appreciate it. Thank you everyone for attending. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of your week. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks everyone. Bye now.
Bye.